All right, so let's create another quite interesting effect with massive. I'm creating a new MIDI track here. Below this FX base, and I'm loading up massive. And I'm going to the browser and I'm selecting Tonal FX. So I sort of, discovered it by accident. It's quite a cool effect. I didn't really expect that happening a while back when producing around. And let's go to the course samples and select this Tonal FX here. And it's just no. It's just a MIDI file containing a bunch of, chords played at different octaves and a bunch of notes played at different octaves. Nothing exciting, but what we want to do here, let's put this 4 bars thing here in front of the 17th bar. Okay, now this isn't possible because I'm actually using that one here in the front bar. So now it should be possible. Let's drag it on here and bring down the gain. And what the hell is that? It's just a very low noise because we are playing a chord so low down here at A1. And if we bring that up 2 octaves, it's just the usual pad sound. So down 1 octave, and okay, and let's make something out of that. That sounds interesting. So we can make this industrial kind of effect from that. First thing we want to do is go to audio effects and select one of those glue compressors and put up the attack to 10, release down to 100 milliseconds, keep the ratio at 4, and just look for it with the threshold now. Let's actually make a cut here with Command E. Go to something like -29 or something, 27. And then bring it up 4 decibels. Put on soft clip and bring down dry wet so we are parallel compressing. We're keeping a bit of the initial signal and bring down the range to 25. We're not covering all the range. Okay, now our second ingredient is the auto filter. And let's put that into high pass mode. And also, we are going to use this LFO here. Put it on note mode. So we can select a rate from here and take 32. Yeah, we don't hear anything. Let's put up the amount. What a great effect. With that phase to 180. Now you have it left and right on your ears. I think that's one of the most interesting effects. And let's take a pan, auto pan. Mount up to something like 50%. Rate down to 3 circles here. And let's draw in a low cut EQ here. Just if we're going to automate this filter here. So just putting that in here to be sure always. I'm more looking for those upper parts, not so much the lower parts. Let's take those here and emphasize a little bit on this higher stuff. And of course we are going to put a reverb on top of that, Tora style in that case again. Let's increase the level here. Dry wet up to 70%. Also, we need a sidechain. Let's pick one up here from this voice pad and just take that down to our massive tonal FX. Rename that actually to FX. And also we need a utility because we are going to automate those levels later. And I don't want to mess with the master faders here. Basically what we are doing in front of such a drop part here would be like gradually increasing that loudness here with the utility gain from nowhere to all the way up. And we would also kind of automate this filter here. And we'll start really high up. Like if we go in there and draw a bit of movement, what I kind of like doing is go down to 120 something, but come in from really high up and sort of go down and then gradually go back up until you're leaving. And then sometimes you don't need anything else because you just have this dry techno kicky part. And then it remains like this. I'm actually going to cut it here and take it out. And I'm also going to cut it here and cut this and this as well. So we have something prepared for later. That's going to be a really interesting effect. Now, at the moment, doesn't make too much sense here. We are taking care of that at the arrangement stage. And now we are simply adding 2 more noises and as audio tracks. So 1 audio track, 2 audio tracks. And let's look for our core samples folder. And where's a noise called LFO noise? This one, I'm looking for this one. I actually also created that with a synth. So we have this LFO synthy kind of effect with a bit of overdrive. That's how you achieve stuff like this. Bring it down. And make sure we are at the right speed, 123. We're actually at 122, but I think I recorded it at 123, so that's what I'm putting in here. Take an EQ8 on there, cut the lows. And another utility to make sure we can control the movement of that thing Maybe it's even a little bit too loud in the beginning, and we can say, you know what? You will always come in a bit quieter. And also copy one of those compressors. Go back to audio LFO effect. Threshold up a little bit here. And ratio up. And I'm renaming that thing to #LFO noise. And now I have another one of those effects. We can just copy this, duplicate it, and take it off. And rename this to FX Noisia. And look for the course samples folder and just take that. Nice. Let's put this here and take a look at the speed. 123 as well. It was recorded at 123. Well, let's see how we can fit this in here. Now there's a bit of stuff we have to take out because there's this like clinging noise. This stuff here, and let's just roll that off. We take 2 of those curves. It's around between 1K and like 3K. Just like really roll that off to have your shape more or less look like this. We're more looking for those lower mids here, and we're not so much looking for this stuff. But we're looking for more higher frequencies. You see, we can actually transpose them because they're not really in pitch. 2 semitones down, and noise also 2 semitones down. Now you might be distracted by this sound. I'm taking that one off. So now we entered 3 more effects into this whole thing. Actually, I can take this audio off. So we have this massive pad sound we turned into some growly effect by playing those pads really low and then putting an LFO onto the auto filter and going crazy with that. And then we entered 2 more of those audio effects we can use for achieving nice transitions between different parts of our song and have this sort of industrial kind of techno sounding sound design. So let's quickly listen a bit what we have so far.